All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another review. Game we're reviewing today is Dispatch. So, this is a game that didn't couldn't make it to my tier list for the games of 2025, unfortunately, because I've only played it now, and yeah, couldn't include it there. But I did mention it because I did watch Jacksepticeye's playthrough of this game. So I did mention it in the tier list, but it couldn't actually make it there, and I couldn't make a review of it until now, because I've actually played it. So yeah, you could say that my experience was spoiled because I had already seen the playthrough, so I knew everything that was going to happen. Uh, but it, I felt like this game is just so good that I wanted to experience it for a second time for myself this time. And I played with all my siblings, and it was just a great time. So yeah, this game is great. This game is fucking amazing, and we're going to review it the same way in detail, the same way we this time I do most of my reviews. So we're gonna split the video into a spoiler-free part and a spoiler-full part, and then both of those will be split into four subsections which discuss gameplay, visuals, story, and soundtrack. Yeah, that's how I usually do my reviews. And without further ado, let's just get into it. So we're entering the spoiler-free part now. You're seeing gameplay of Brotato in the background, so no dispatch footage here. Mm, I'm gonna start off with the gameplay. So, this game is most of the game is just one big movie, pretty much. Like a large part of the game is just watching cutscenes and choosing dialogue options. You know, this is a choice. This is a choice-based game, like Detroit Become Human, or other games like that. So most of your interactions with this game will be through quick time events or picking, dialogue choices. But it does also have its own unique element of the dispatching gameplay, which we will also spend quite a while doing. And I think that dispatching gameplay is super fun. I really liked it. The characters make it so much fun. At its core, it's not like the most complex gameplay system. It's pretty simple, but it is fun. It's really hard to talk about this game like in terms of its game without separating the gameplay from the story and characters. So that these two sections might be overlapping a little here. But yeah, I definitely thought the dispatching gameplay was really fun. Mm, Trying to pick the right hero for the job and managing your heroes so that they're ready for for future jobs. It was super fun, especially when we were all playing it together and brainstorming which hero would should go where, and it was fun. I think the dispatching gameplay is really fun. Not much else to say there because, like I said, this game's main selling point is the story. The dispatching gameplay is just kind of there. It's still cool, but yeah, the story is the main selling point of the game, which we will get to in a bit. So yeah, that's uh, that's that for the gameplay. The only, I think, aspect of gameplay which is not great is the hacking. You will not only dispatch your heroes, sometimes you also have to go for these hacking sections, which I think are not that fun. They're definitely the least fun part of the whole game. Whenever I had to do a hacking section, I just I just kind of roll my eyes because I don't think they were that cool. Yeah, but they don't ruin the game or anything. They're just a little annoying. For the most part, the game is extremely fun. Yeah. Moving on to that concludes our gameplay part. Moving on to the visuals section. Visuals in this game are amazing. It has a really cool art style which reminds me of like actually no good comparison comes to my mind. But it's a really cool style. It's super well animated. All the all the like fight scenes. There's not that many fight sequences, but when they happen, they are super cool to watch. They're awesome. Like I said, the game is extremely well animated, so it is a visual treat, and all the designs for all the characters are great as well. They all look amazing, and yeah, not much else to say there. Everything looks super cool, and yeah, that brings us to the story, which is, like I said, the main selling point of the game. The story in this game is so good. The only game this year which could compete with this patch in terms of story and character writing is Hades 2. This was just amazing. So the story follows. You're just a spoiler-free part, so I'm gonna try to just give you the main overview without giving away any of the details. So the story follows Robert, who gets a job at a superhero agency who dispatch heroes to different crime scenes so that they can take care of that, or fight villains, or do hero stuff. They just focus on getting heroes where they need to be. And all of the characters in this game are amazing. The voice acting, unbelievable. Like like I say, the only game that even comes close to the only game from this year which even comes close to the voice acting, this one is Hades 2. Like it's such a joy to listen to all of those characters interact. It's so cool. And yeah, without giving spoilers, it's pretty hard to talk about, but every single every single character in this game is good and has great voice acting, and oh my god, it was so much fun. Yeah, it's uh it's a super well written game in my opinion. It does have some slight flaws. Like there were some points in the story where it kind of went where I didn't really understand why something happened. Like I thought it was kind of stupid. But overall, this game's story is amazing, and the characters are so much fun. Although, probably should have said this earlier. Although this game is probably not going to be for everyone because it is very edgy. Now, I like edgy stuff to a point, and this patch really stays in. For the most part, sometimes it crosses that line, but for the most part, it does stay in the kind of edginess that I find really entertaining. But if you don't like edgy stuff, then this game might not be for you. Like if it's pretty similar to The Boys in terms of like overall the entire vibe of the game is very similar to The Boys, where you got superheroes but edgy. Yeah, it's not as edgy as The Boys, but it is quite edgy. So be warned, if that's not something you're into, then you might you might not enjoy this game as much as I did. But yeah, it's just it's an amazing game. The last point in the last point we that I typically discuss is the soundtrack. It's nothing to go like crazy about. It's good. Like the main themes of the game are really cool, pretty funky, pretty catchy, but it's not the selling point of the game. Like I said, it's good. Definitely didn't like not appreciate the soundtrack, but I didn't like appreciate it a lot either. It's just good. It's just good. Mm, yeah. But the main thing we're gonna be buying this game for is the story, because obviously it's a choice driven story heavy game. You're gonna be playing it for the story, obviously. So yeah, with that being said, let's move on to the spoilerful part where I can discuss some of the stuff in detail. So be warned, here comes the spoilerful part. All right, we're in the spoilerful part now. We got dispatch gameplay playing in the background. Let us get into it. Right, so in the spoilerful part, when it comes to gameplay, I just kind of want to compliment how much deeper the dispatching gameplay is than I thought. It's not terribly deep still, but it is deeper than I thought. You can actually like make strategies in it, and uh, you got all these heroes, and they do have all sorts of powers that you can use the way you want. You can like utilize all the heroes' unique abilities, so it is quite deep actually. It's not like they focused on the cutscenes and the story and uh, completely forsook the gameplay part. No, the gameplay is actually still good. The story is the best part, like I said, but the gameplay is still good. Like you get all these heroes with different sorts of abilities, and you can utilize to do stuff your way, pretty much. Like you got Golem who can synergize with others, like Invisigal, but he can also get an upgrade that makes him stronger if he goes on his own. You can get upgrades that allow you to, from Invisigal, I think, that let you reveal future calls before they appear, which you can also utilize to get yourself more prepared for when you need to dispatch your heroes to that. You can put heroes in certain slots to increase certain stats. You have something like Flambe, who you can like do mm, a kind of risky strategy with him because he upgrades himself every time he he succeeds in a call. Every time he completes a call successfully, he upgrades himself. But if he fails a call, he his stats go down a lot. Like he becomes super weak, so he becomes a lot more weakened than the other heroes. You also have heroes that can heal, like Waterboy or Malevola. You have someone like Sonar, who I haven't used a lot since I cut him, but for the brief time I was allowed to use him, uh, I did get to experience the Mega Bat form, which means that like he switches between two modes. So he's normally really smart and charismatic, but every time he does a mission, he turns into his other form, which is the Megabat form, which is very stupid and not charismatic at all, but it's very strong and good at fighting. So you have this kind of dual functionality to him. I need to be careful to. I can imagine you need to be careful not to have him in bat form when he's needed in his normal form. So that's another cool hero. Mm, yeah, I didn't use Phenomenon. I don't really know what his abilities are, but I'm sure he's also pretty good because I went with Water Boy and with Coop, so I don't have that much experience with Sonar or Phenomenon, but I'm sure they both have some really cool strategies you can do with them. So yeah, I think the gameplay is definitely I was definitely impressed with mm, how much strategy you can put into it. Like it's not a full-on strategy game, but it is better than it needed to be, in my opinion. They definitely put quite a lot of effort into developing the dispatching game, so it's not all about the story exclusively, even though the story is still the best part, and we'll get to that in a second. Oh yeah, and the hacking is not that. I've already said that in the spoiler-free part, but just in case someone skipped over that and only wanted to see the spoiler-full part, I'm saying it right now. I think the hacking is the least fun part of the game. It sometimes controls weirdly, and it's just the puzzles are just not that fun to solve, in my opinion. I think the dispatching gameplay is way more enjoyable. But it doesn't ruin the whole game. Obviously, it's not that bad, but it's not good either. Hacking's definitely kind of yeah. And yeah, on the visuals, yeah, like I said, the fight scenes are really really good. I think the final fight scene in the last episode was just oh my god, it was amazing. And the first episode too, with Mecha Man fighting Toxic, that was super cool. Uh, Even though the guy had his dick out, it was still a really really cool fight scene. Also, the bar scene is also super super cool, where everyone's just throwing chairs, beating each other up. It's super cool, and then the transitions from when Robert like when he bites into the taco and it transitions to him biting off someone's ear or whatever it was. Those were really cool. Gruesome, but very cool. Yeah, the game just looks amazing. Has so many cool and masterfully animated sequences. It is super cool. Yeah, that's I guess what I wanted to say on the visual part with spoilers. Now on the story, I might say a little more. So yeah, I think the story and the writing on the characters is amazing. I loved pretty much all of the characters. Invisigal was a little annoying, and she's the one uh, that I was referring to when I said that the game sometimes crosses that edginess line where it turns from funny to cringe. Invisigal was guilty of that quite often, but I still liked her. I still think she's a good character. And all the others are just oh my god. Like Robert's Robert is such a good character, and he's voiced so well by Aaron Paul, but everyone is voiced well. Like it's fucking crazy that they got Jacksepticeye and Moist Critical to also play in this game, and both of their characters are really good, especially Punch Up. My God, Punch Up is so so cool. Sonar too, but I didn't get to see that much of him because I cut him from the team originally. Mm, yeah, there's just I just keep going all over the place because there isn't much to say about this game. Just go play it, and if you don't have the money, watch a playthrough. It's so so good. All of the characters are so much fun. Yeah, I mentioned in the previous part of the video that there were some things that I didn't quite understand in regards to the story, and that's the first cutting that I think is was a super stupid decision that I don't know why that was a thing at all. Uh, because the Z team were just getting to, like Robert had given them this inspirational speech and decided to, and they started kind of getting along a little bit better. Things were progressing in the right direction, and then out of nowhere, you gotta cut one of the team members, and now we're back to square one. So I didn't understand the reasoning behind the first cutting really. Mm, I think it's just they just really wanted to make the villain sonar slash villain coupe, depending on who you cut at the end, and didn't couldn't quite figure out a convincing way to implement that, so they went with this, which I don't think is like great, but it's a minor complaint when you look at the whole picture. Yeah. So that's that. Okay, yeah. I actually can't think of anything else which I disliked. Only that one small issue of the first cutting. Other than that, which is like it's really a minor complaint. Like it was really it doesn't really matter that much in the grand scheme of things. This game was just so enjoyable, start to finish. It's it's so funny, it's so entertaining, it's so cool. It's definitely a game that I will remember till the day I die. It's so good. I still like Hades 2 better. And yeah, I still like Hades 2 better, but this game is amazing, and it will over time. I can imagine this will become a very special game to me because shit, it's good. It's just good. It's really easy to talk extensively about something you didn't like, because then you get to point out all of the problems and all the issues, like I did with Silk Song. And then when something's good, I just kind of don't really know what to say. Just go play it, or if you don't have the money, watch it on YouTube. You won't regret it. Yeah, I guess that says something about human nature, right? We do love to complain, and when we try to compliment, it just doesn't work because we're so much better at finding the flaws and everything than we are at finding uh, the opposite of flaws. Jesus Christ, finding the positives, whatever. Mm, yeah, amazing game though. Recommend to anyone. All right, looks like we got one more issue to discuss in the spoilerful part, and that's the soundtrack. So I already said that I think the main theme is good. I think the overall soundtrack is good. The thing I'll add, since this is the spoilerful part, is I really liked when, because I think this classifies under the soundtrack section. I really liked when Flambe was singing about Robert being a bitch. I think that was really funny. Yeah, that concludes the review. Go play this patch or watch it. You won't regret it. Trust me. This is such a cool experience. Like even watching it, when you're watching it, you won't be able to play the dispatching gameplay, and you won't be able to make your own choices and like take the story where you want it to go. Which you're kind of missing out, but still, it's not. Like, this is a game that you can watch and still be very entertained because it is just mm, so heavily, so like story based and like story heavy, story driven, It's something that you can watch without playing it and still experience the best part about it, which is the story. So yeah, amazing game. Love it. Love this patch. Sorry it couldn't make it to the tier list. Unfortunately, I couldn't play it back then because I had spent all my money on like 5 other games. But I did mention in my tier list video that Dispatch would be S tier if it were on the list, and that opinion hasn't changed. That still stands. So yeah, that's it for this review. I'm not sure when the next one is gonna be. We'll see. I'll just see you whenever I see.